Hi all, and welcome back to my channel of an everyday life of an Aspie. If you're new to my channel, I welcome you all. I'm Aspie. I'm all about creating mental health and awareness and sharing my life story with this vicious syndrome and the like, along with tips and advice along the way, be it your general health versus your mental health. I also mentor, advocate and educate you all based on everyday things, regardless what it may be of what you're struggling. Hopefully in saying this, whatever reason today you're landing on my page, I hope that you'll find it useful, educational, motivational, whatever reasoning, so that you can live your everyday life. So obviously, as you're aware, I'm doing the Autism and to bring it out obviously leading up to the month of Autism Awareness Month, so I can tidy up some loose ends hopefully, and then if some are left over, I might end up just doing some in the next few months over, as well as some more mental health versus whatever else it is related to my channel. So hopefully you're liking these. Smash the like, feel free to comment below, and feel free, if you haven't done so and you're into some of these, to subscribe and join me on the bandwagon. And also in saying this, that to just turn on the notification bell, because it's much appreciated, because then it let me know that you are trying to keep up to date and be informed of what is going on around me. So if you're aware, I'm doing the Autism and Puberty series, which I've broken down into, as I said, 2-3 parts. Hopefully could be more leading up to this, but we'll just have to soon find out regardless of it all. And in saying this, in the last piece I was talking about, you know, puberty in boys and girls, the differences in that, and the tips and advice to be prepared for, as well as hopefully in saying this there'll be a bit more of this, which is of the now, with the 10 tips to support your child that is transitioning from within puberty through that adolescence into, you know, their adulthood, so they can gain a better understanding and avoid any confusions, because as we know, sometimes this can be a challenging time for us all as parents and as the child transitioning to a teen adult stage of basically puberty and all these other changes that goes on around that sends us into chaos. So as I said before, I've listed 10 tips hopefully to help you parents and any other adults out there that feel confident about supporting their child on the autism spectrum. So puberty and adolescence, so that we can gain a better understanding, and hopefully in saying this, that, you know, you'll feel more at ease when you do follow these tips, when you do, you know, discuss this, when you know there's the right time, hearsay. So let's begin this. Number 1, be prepared. As we know, although children on the spectrum, there may be some form of delay in other areas of development, they will experience puberty like any other, you know, child or adolescence, and all that goes with it at the same time as everyone else. This is absolutely normal and not to be expected, or shall I say, and to be expected. However, they are going to need extra support from you as a parent to guide them through these areas, because of this difficulty of understanding of the clinical terminology or whatever it may be, of the social rules, as well as a less opportunity to learn from other children. So you are the parent, obviously, hopefully you know when is the time is right for you and your child to sit down and discuss this. And in saying this also, that be open about it, you know, also maybe, as I said previously, to, you know, get in touch with schools, see, you know, what they've touch based in about puberty, if they brought it in sex education, so that then hopefully maybe you can reinforce it in the home, so it makes life easier. Number 2, start early. As they say, sometimes the earlier the better. Children with autism can struggle even with the minor changes in their everyday life, regardless what it may be, as I shared. Learning in general can be slow for some of them and confusing, especially if it is anything to do with the social skills, due to us being lacking of social skills for some of us on the spectrum disorder, you know, and some of us may not. Trying to change the rules, like where it is okay to be dressed during puberty and already a turbulent time, can cause unnecessary confusion. Look at the things a child does now which may seem cute or quirky. For example, giving every stranger that they meet a hug, and think, will it be okay when they are a teenager? If not, start working on it right now while they are in that teen stage, or before they hit that teenage stage. Number 3, teach them what may seem obvious. Many children will learn often confusing and even contradictory information about growing up, relationships, and what it is to be a man or woman from many different places, right? That will include their friends, family, co-workers, or even just the TV or even internet these days. Children with autism tend to not pick up on all this information, and the information they do take on board, they find even more difficult to even decode and actually understand. This will often lead to certain embarrassing and hurtful experiences. To avoid this, they need things spelled out for them. Example, that it's not okay to ask someone on a date repeatedly after they have been given a full out, straight out no. Also, don't assume that because they can do things like list the rules of internet safety, that they will be able to use this information in real life. Real life practices is vital here. Number 4, give information clearly and calmly. Use a positive tone. Don't forever overload them with the information or language that you think will work for them. Back up information with the everyday pictures, whatever works best for the child when they're ready. Number 5, be concrete and use the right terminology. For example, not making up names that nobody outside of the family will understand. Treat children with good language skills. The correct words to use when talking to teachers or any other adults. But also the words are okay to use within their peers when there are no adults around. Be careful about the everyday language you use being taken literally, however, because many autistics will, tend to take it literally. Example, as I said before, that boy's voices don't literally break. 6, don't forever overprotect. It's a sad fact in reality that children with disabilities are vulnerable to abuse. However, regardless what it may be, children on the spectrum, however, may be even more vulnerable because of the difficulties interpreting the motives of other people around them. A desire to be accepted socially, uncertainty about what a real friendship may involve, and difficulties reporting past events. It's a parent's natural instinct to obviously protect their child regardless. However, avoiding topics such as private body parts can teach the child that they are either unimportant or shameful and not to be spoken about. Be aware that overprotection from sexuality and relationship education leaves the child feel very vulnerable. Number 7, teach the difference between public and private. All children need to learn the difference between what is public and what is private, including some of the places, body parts, conversations, behaviors, and online information that is out and about. Learning this difference will help the child behave in the right and appropriate way, and is a protective factor in any form of abuse. However, be careful about hard and fast rules, and remember to teach that rules can change over time and why. A classic example they do is it makes sense to teach children that sex is a private topic that they can only discuss with their parents, but what they to do when all their peers are at school talking about it in the yard. Avoiding such conversations, or worse, telling the teacher, will even be more isolating for them. Number 8, teach them how to say no. While compliance is highly valued in special education, it does little to support a child's safety skills. Remember that if you're to teach a child to do everything that you tell them to do, you have taught them to do everything in a bully or abuser tells them to do also. The first step is to being able to protect yourself, is to know your rights and to know that your body belongs to you and that you have the control over it and what you to do with it. When a child says no to an abuser, it shows that they can understand the rules of touching and sexual behavior, and very importantly are able to report it and hopefully be more at ease. Number 9, don't do anything for them that they can do independently. Often people get so used to making decisions and doing things for a child with special needs that they start to do this automatically. It's just a natural instinct for parents to do so. Remember that if you teach a child, however, this will lead a child to be less and less able to do things or make decisions for themselves due to the low self-esteem, lack of confidence, so on and so forth. Instead of that, set up some situations where the child can experience success and constantly push slightly beyond these boundaries. Allow them to do tasks independently on themselves, of the daily ones. Also, allow them a wider range of experiences from which to learn from, even if they find those new experiences uncomfortable at first and may need extra support. If they have an IEP, consider them being involved in the process. 10. Help them develop friendships. If teenagers are to develop skills while entering an adult relationship, they will need to practice they will need practice of supporting getting there. However, people on the spectrum often need and enjoy spending time alone and actively avoid social situations. But again, it will vary from person to person. Don't forever be mistaken. This doesn't mean that they don't also need and want friendship in a way that is meaningful for them, or that they don't experience intense loneliness. Teach them the social skills that is involved in making friendships. Link them in with some other similar children. Find some socializing events where there is a common focus, example-wise the cinema. The internet can also be a great place for linking together like-minded people with obscure interests. Help them to understand themselves. Developing a healthy and realistic self-concept means understanding your own weakness as well as your strengths. Children on the spectrum, however, may have many fantastic qualities, including being honest, reliable, and having a strong sense of social justice. They need to learn that they are valuable human beings in this world with valuable contributions also to make this world a better place. However, they also may need to learn about their diagnosis, the challenge that comes with it, what they may need to overcome these everyday challenges, and how to go about getting them. Example, being able to tell the teacher, I find it difficult to listen to you when that light is flickering above me. Can we please turn it off? This doesn't have to be done in a very big, difficult conversation. Start talking about it when that light is flickering, early, of these differences. Read books about autism with them so they'll get up ready to go with their age and ability level. Make links with groups like Autism Self-Advocacy Networks or some other support network groups on Facebook or wherever. Introduce them through books, TV or the internet to role models who has this disability. One of the best things you can do to develop your own understanding of autism is to read books by authors on the spectrum that have taught a lot or have a lot to teach us. So this quickly ends a real short overview for the 10 tips of autism and puberty. Smash the like button, comment below, feel free to follow me on my social media sites. Feel free to also, if you want to, basically, if I've missed out any tips and you feel that there are more tips, feel free to add them below of what is best to do so about, how to go about your child with on the autism spectrum disorder with puberty. Feel free to share these videos around to family and friends. Feel free to also, if you want, as I said before, join me on the bandwagon by subscribing, so turn on the notification bell because that's much appreciated so that you know that I'm out and about. So in all further ado, as you know, I'm out and about usually either on some social media groups, on Facebook and whatnot, so if you need me around, do feel free to private message me on my Aspie Answers, and I'll do my best to actually answer any questions or just read your comments or whatever it may be if you need a rant, rave or whatever. So any further ado, guys, thanks for support, thanks for watching, do what you love what you do. Until next time, Aspie signing out, and I'll see you again soon. Ciao for now.